So Nick on Twitter asked me, what business should I start with no capital and no experience? So shout out Nick for asking this question. Here's the thing that most people don't know. There's only two kinds of businesses. Those are cash flow businesses and equity businesses. Okay? The difference is equity businesses you do not want to be going into as a beginner. And a lot of people make this mistake. An example of an equity business is something like real estate. Okay, there's a lot of people out there who are like, I want to be in real estate like Grant Cardone. Well, if you want to get into buying to lease, you still need money. You need capital to buy those properties, to rent them out. Again, if you're wanting to buy and flip buildings for profit, you need money to actually buy those buildings in the first place. The same thing applies to the tech industry, apps, startups. Okay, they require millions of dollars in capital to start off with because you have to hire coders, software engineers, designers, servers, offices, legal teams. It's hugely complex, hugely competitive, and a lot of those businesses don't make any money for years down the road. Okay, they make their money later on when the company gets a big valuation like Snapchat. They get valued at, billions of dollars, and then they go through an exit event. They sell the company or they take it public, and that's when they recoup their money. They don't make it through earning profits. So if you're a beginner, you do not want to be going into that whole side of things. You do not want to be in that game, okay? Because you don't have the experience and you don't have the money to compete. Now, a restaurant is another example of an equity business. I see so many people who are new, who don't have any experience. Actually, my friend's parents did this. They were like, let's start a mom and pop restaurant. So they like mortgaged their house and shit. And I was like, this is a fucking terrible idea. And of course, it failed. So the reason it failed is because, again, a restaurant is an equity business. You have to get an actual venue for the restaurant. You need to get staff. You need to meet hygiene and health standards. You have to get all the equipment for cooking and all this kind of stuff, right? And some restaurants don't make money for 2-3 years down the road. So you do not want to be getting into anything like that requires equity to begin with. What you want to be doing is getting into a cash flow business. And a cash flow business model is anything that you can just start doing and earning money, right? Bringing an income in, generating positive cash flow, hence the name. So examples of a cash flow business are things like self-publishing. That's huge right now. Self-publishing books on Amazon. You can start doing that and making money in like a week. E-commerce, drop shipping, affiliate marketing, selling information products, all this kind of stuff. Those are just examples of online cash flow businesses. That's the best route to take in my opinion. I run a cash flow business and I know tons of people who run cash flow businesses and make millions of dollars every year. It's really not that hard to do. Okay, so that's my advice is go into a cash flow business. Do not go into an equity business. There's other examples of offline cash flow businesses, like mowing lawns, for example. Now, I'm not saying you should go mow lawns, but that's an example of it. So it's personal training, coaching, all this kind of stuff, right? Things you can just start doing and charging people for and generating positive cash flow. Okay, that's where you want to begin with, and you can actually start making money and you can get some business experience. Okay, you do not want to be going into an equity business as a beginner, especially a beginner with no money, because you'll fucking fail, you'll lose all your money, and it'll just suck, right? I guarantee it. So go into a cash flow business. You can easily build that up, right? You don't need to invest any money in some of these. Like if you want to be a personal trainer, you can just go on Facebook and start finding people who want to lose weight. And you can just start reaching out to them and charging them to help them lose weight. And voila, you now have a cash flow business. And then you can reinvest some of the money you make back into that business to grow it. And you can start hiring staff, you can improve things, whatever, you can rent an office, all this kind of stuff. And then suddenly, before you know it, you're going to have $1 million, $2 million, $5 million, $10 million business, and you're going to be making a ton of money. Okay, and then when you have that business experience, and when you actually have some money under your belt, you can actually go out there and you can start worrying about equity businesses. You can start worrying about building up a real estate portfolio or investing in app startups or whatever it is that you want to do. Okay, but if you're a beginner, the first thing you should be worrying about is getting positive cash flow by starting a simple cash flow business. Okay, so that's my advice, and I'll see you soon.